just gonna try like this. If it ain't working, it ain't working. We're just gonna try it like this. See what we can get out of it. Fucking hell. Really annoyed that the OBS still seems to be having issues. There's not really much we can do, unfortunately. Like, I've tried everything. I thought this one would be the one. It's not been the one, but we'll find out. Let me delete the one we just had there. There we go.
So we will see Hungarian homegrown quarterback Mate
We'll see what we can get
starting
like,
for the Enthroners after
I'll get
this
chat
kickoff.
up on the phone when
Be
he
interesting
comes
to see
up.
him back in action. He got most
see
of
if I
his
can figure
snaps
something
back
out
in
for the next stream,
2023. He's got 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and just over
will
600 yards in his
I will
ELF
admit.
career.
Right, let's wait for
But
that
this
to go
guy,
live.
he's a young quarterback. He's played.
Still
he's been
awaiting the
a starter
kickoff,
in the French
so we
league
should be fine.
for the Cannes Iron Mask.
But we will soon
If
find
you've ever heard of the
out
Cannes
if we
Film
are good or
Festival,
not.
that's the city in the,
I
he
think
played
so
for the
far,
Cannes
yeah,
Iron
everything
Mask.
looks
So
fine.
love to see that.
I'm thinking it must be the browser.
So he has experience starting a whole season as
like
well.
just kind of lagging it
as
up. I
being
think that must be the thing,
Hungarian
right?
national team
Which is really
quarterback.
annoying because I
So
paid money for
really
that.
interested to see what he can do. We saw him play back in
Like I
2023
legit paid money
and
for
see if
that
he's
to work.
developed since.
Seems like I kind of got low-key scammed, so that's not fun. We'll come up maybe with a different approach next week. Or maybe tomorrow. If I stream tomorrow, we are
Rubon
live.
will kick off for the Lions here.
All over the socials. At least on Instagram is where we get most of it.
And let's get it started.
Here we go. This is a big one.
The kick is off.
Controversy, we now.
And the ball flies right through the Enthroners.
Do not care about anything else
hands.
as long as I know this is working. And
I'll start the game with a kickoff, with a touchback.
So if
a
you see
kickoff
me
leading to a touchback, I should say.
Up chat, but this particular instance,
and here we go. Enthroners will start with the ball at the 25-yard line.
Links. Watch longer, I don't know. Okay, right. There are a lot of questions we have.
It is officially now game time. Let's talk about Citizen, the game time presenter of the European League of Football. The watch brand stands for quality, durability, and high precision.
That's not unusual. Well, it is, but it's not uncommon, I guess you would say.
Here we go. Haggadeus, Jerry Key in the backfield. As well as
first pass for him
receiver
this season
Rashad Still
as a starter.
Split out wide.
Really expecting a lot from
Lions look to be blitzing, and the
ball
is handed off. We've got a hole. He's rumbling with a great stiff arm.
We can see
number 15 for the Enthroners with a nice run there. Good way to start the game. Get your quarterback going with a handoff to Alexander Bogdanovic, I should say. Alexander Bogdanovic, the running back there, taking the first carry of the game.
Podcast, live stream,
beautiful
video,
stiff arm there, dragging his defender.
Right.
Bogdanovic showing off some strength there.
We're on Instagram,
first
we're on
play
Twitter,
of the game.
we're on Discord. All is good, all is good. Let's get the chat up. Hello, everybody. We are here. I will turn that down a lot. My bad. There we go. That should be a lot better. Appreciate it. Oh, ball's out! Ball's out! It just, like, literally, ball just went bing! Okay, there's a flag on the play though. There is a flag. Might not be gospel yet. We'll find out. We will find out. There's a flag already. That'll be huge for Prague if they can already get a turnover to start the first drive. I'm gonna move that and light the background up a little bit. It's a bit more noticeable now. I'm like the whole screen. Wonderful. Wonderful. Not great start for the Enthroners. Look at that, it just pops out. Not sure who's going to be credited with the forced fumble there. I think it might be Danik. Oof. Hello again, Marcus. Good to see you. I'm going to have my chat up on my phone. If you see me looking at my phone a lot, that is why. Because I had a ton of issues, as you can tell. I think the browser, when I tried to load it up, was stalling the camera a lot. So that's what we've decided. There's Javarian Smith going deep for a shot. Did he get it? Oh! Okay. Now that was a beautiful throw to Beely. That was a great throw by Javarian. He must have heard the criticism. Beautiful. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Oh. Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw. Now this is what we wanted from Javarian. That's the best thing we could see from the defense. The best thing we could see from Javarian. Beely is a little bit banged up though, which would be a big shame because he's a very good receiver the last couple of weeks. Well, here we go. Here is the start. 1 minute in, we've already got a turnover for the Enthroners. We've already got a score for the Lions. Kick is up and looks wide left. No good. Yeah, no good. So, still 6. Still 6. I'm going to try maybe during halftime. Maybe not during halftime. I will have to, obviously this can't just be the whole stream, you know. my mush all over the front of your screen. So I think we will get a little, maybe try and do some decoration during half. But you know, last time I had stream elements and he crashed the whole laptop. So we'll figure it out. But, I mean, beautiful, gorgeous throw, honestly. 48-6 Prague is my guess. That's a good... Maybe I might go a little bit less. I might go a little bit less. Because what we have to see, right, what Mata does. Because so far, not so good. He has not actually passed the ball yet. Just a fumble and a running back. But shit, Prague could be feeling much better now. That's honestly a pretty perfect drive for them. I mean, 1 play, 1 touchdown. The only bad thing is the PAT. Oh, good return. Great return. Little flash there from the Enthroners. 43's hyped up. I got a bunch of like foods to get me going because this stream, guys, could be a long one. So my camera is probably going to die at some point. And when my camera dies, I will take advantage of that time to like go on stream elements because we got what? 1 today at 2, and then we got the games at midday. Then we got Madrid versus the Mercs later tonight. I think that kickoff is at 7, so I'm literally going to be here all day watching football, which is great for me. Here's a pass, first pass of the game by the Enthroners for. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, another fumble. What happened there? Ken Hike! Wow! Whoa! Danny with another recovery, I think a fumble forced on the last one, a recovery on this. Whoa! That's crazy. Wow. Okay, so we've got... Oh my gosh. Holy shit. Well, let's see what Prague can do out of this. 1 play, 1 touchdown, maybe. Beely got hurt, but Willie P is still active. You know, Prague's defense in... Fantasy would have been a good pickup so far with 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumbles recovered as well. That would have been huge. Miss BAT maybe negates the point, but oof, my goodness. Yeah, that was crazy. Alex Wildchild, a great commentary call. My goodness. Yeah, honestly, that was a great call. I think I got the Raiders because they play Cologne, which is, you know. Raiders defense got a couple turnovers and here we go. Right. Careful. Incomplete. I just want to see Javarian relax a little bit, you know. just get his feet under him a little bit. Because that first play was great. Just need a few plays for him to warm up, I think. Good breakup. I think that was Horvath, yeah. Solid breakup. Not bad at all. Alright, let's see what else they got. 3rd and 7, you know. Could have a stand here by the Enthroners, potentially. See Woody P get involved. Haven't seen him targeted yet, but this might be the change of that. Oh, Javarian's going to take off. Yes, he is. There he goes. Outside. First down flag, I think. Yeah, you can see a flag. Might be holding on that outside receiver. Maybe. I'm not sure. I thought, yeah, there we go. I thought I saw a flag. Thought I saw a holding on the outside receiver there. Oh, it's an offside. Not a holding, but an offside. That's an annoying one for them. That sends them back. 3rd and like 17 now for them. It's a shame as well because he took off well. Took off very well. Me too. Me too, Alex. I like it when Javarian Smith runs the ball too. For the people entering into stream now to see the start, this will not be how it looks for the whole time. But we had technical issues that forced this to be the look we're going for, at least for the first game, until we get into halftime. I can try and see if we can make up something. It's Javarian with a little short. I don't know how you missed that one, but it's a flag again. It was a very poor pass. See what the refs are seeing here, though. Illegal man downfield, Alex Malchal thinks. Makes sense. 4th down, kicker missed the last one, so we'll see if they elect to stay out for this. Not gonna lie, I don't know how you missed that pass. Gonna be real. Gonna be real. That was not great. That was not great. Right, 4th and 12. They're gonna go for it. They're about the 34-yard line of the Enthroners. Got an empty backfield. Is Javarian going to take a shot on 4th and 12? That's so Javarian. Oh, he's dropped it! Yosef Janota! Oh, she dropped that. That has to be cool. That has to be cool. Yeah, Ben Dixon did play for the Enthroners last year. You're right. Oh, that's a must catch. That is a must catch. Oof, poor. That had to be caught. That had to be caught. Hopefully, though, spirits are still high because they forced 2 turnovers on defense. And the fact he got open isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, silver linings. Because 2 offensive drives, they still scored once. Imagine we get another forced fumble in this drive. Jesus. Jesus. Just to see, they need to see something from the Enthroners. Honestly, something. An absolute disaster if we can't get that at all. That was big for them to miss 14 points. Massive one. Alright, 2nd and 11 here for the Enthroners. After a negative 1-yard rush. We've ran it a lot more than they've passed it at the start of this game compared to their other games. That's for damn sure. They were not a run team previous to this game. There's a motion, I think, to Nandi. Yeah. It's a screen by Hegedeusz. It's stuffed for about -1. I think, Thomas, your pickup of the Prague defense is a very clutch one, I must say. It's a tackle for a loss. Very nicely done. 4 lines around him as well. Good sign. All over it. 3rd and 12 now. I don't want to say they're running out of options so early. You know, we're what, 4 minutes into the first quarter. But the playbook is obviously more limited because you've got a quarterback that isn't as talented as Doman. Yep, 4th down. So it has just been all short game. Oh, flags. If this is on the Prague defense. If this flag's on the Prague defense. There was a ton of flags last week for the Prague defense. That killed him last week. It's fine. We can deal with a 10-yard penalty. That's not the end of the world. Let's have a look. So you say 74? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Not the craziest one. If no one was with the Enthroners when QB threw 15 for 32, 200, 2 and 2, then don't be with us when he caught extra 50. Oh, he's very right. It's very right. I don't know. I don't think he'll throw 31 times. Is my only thing with that. I think we're going to see a lot more of them running the ball in this one, which is really not something they're known for as a team and as a team culture. Here's Jerry Key with another run. To be fair, he got back to the line, but his signing was a rogue one. He's kind of a regional running back at New Zealand, so he's taking a detour. Yeah, nice solid run. He's a solid guy. He's a bowling ball. That's for damn sure. All right, 4th down, 12. See what Matt Shout thinks about. He is built like a big dude. Ooh, punts up. Thought for a second someone might get through. The punt's just going to roll around. We got the Prague Lions setting up in their own half and a flag. Wonderful. Hegedeusz is the best Hungarian quarterback, but he's inaccurate, a little bit selfish. Should be a great receiver, but as a quarterback, I don't know. That's an interesting thought. He's built pretty solid. I think he's about 6 foot, 200, maybe 6'1", 200. So decent size for pretty much whenever. Wonderful. He is inaccurate, absolutely. I think he's career-wise, I think he's about 44%, which is not good. Of course, his throws have been in less advantageous positions or in garbage time or when they're down by 50 or when he's stepping in for an injury. So he's not at the best of situations, but you are right. Receiver, I don't know if they need another receiver, but reasonable. I wouldn't be mad at it. Let's see what the Lions have here, though. First offensive drive from their own territory. Zhuzelka goes flying. Got about 5 out of it, but it's a hard 5 yards, especially with that landing. Yeah, see the Prague Lions get this run going. They were not running it a ton over the last few games, and I wish they ran it more because they kind of just like they had running opportunities, especially in the red zone. They just never really took them. So I want to see more of them doing that because they definitely had some potential, and they just never really did. There's a flag. Let's see what they got. I think it's a false start for them now. Yes, it is. 5-yard penalty. How's Miles for the Enthroners? Good question. We're going to see him on this play. Hope you're well too, Alex. We're going to see him on this one. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen a ton of him in the Enthroners because the Enthroners defense has just been awful in general. He messaged me today. I need to reply to him. He's asking about Rookie of the Year. He's 23. Number 23. He's going to be lining up on Janota display. So he's playing corner. It's kind of it's a difficult one for him to shine on because it's the Enthroners team. Little fake screen was quite nice. There are flags though, which is a shame. I mean, personally, if you're going to watch 1 to 3 games a weekend, I would definitely say it's worth getting a Game Pass. It's not... Oh, man, holding again. I really want to get like an affiliate link so people can sign up to the Zone and have like 10% off and I get like that 10%. That'd be great for me. But that's not a thing. I would say probably yes. If you want to watch 1 to 3 games a weekend, plus you can watch all the old games from like last week. If you ever want to watch tape or anything, so I definitely think it's worth it. It's a good investment. Yeah, I mean Miles is playing for the first time in like 2 years, like proper full time for like 2 years with injury issues. So it's gonna take him a few weeks to get back into it, but here he is again. It's been tested there, and I think he got a PI, yep. yeah, that's good timing. Just got a PI on a deep route. He'll get a bit too handsy on that one, I think. Definitely a PI. Which is great timing, considering we were just talking about him. But it's not great, but not terrible. Won't be as good as Rodion, but it's a decent European DB. Absolutely. Agreed. Like, he is young. He's athletic. That's Miles. Like, he's a good athlete. He's tall. He's got a good build. He's young. Can develop, definitely. He's a European. And he has now got a year of ELF experience. But like Thomas said, I think he's hit the nail on the head. Not great, not terrible. Not Rodion. Rodion is an all-star level player. Personally, I don't have an all-star grade on Miles. But he can definitely be a solid number 2 or number 3 European corner. I don't think he should be in the spot for an American, personally. I think being an American corner is just a different level. Here's Javarian going to take a shot. Wide open, man. Nice gain. I was waiting for flags, not going to lie, because he was just so open and there was so much going on. Nicely done. Big, big play. I've not seen 14 in a game for a ton of action or a ton of snaps with this season. Just waited. Downfield, wide open in the middle. Beautiful. Rookie of the Year candidate so far. Chris Minkaya, 100%. Chris Minkaya is probably the favourite running back out of Hamburg. Tyler Foster from Berlin. He's done okay, but needs more production if he's going to be in the Rookie of the Year competition. Oh, Adam Zuzelka up the middle for a fucking touchdown. That's a hell of a run. Zuzelka with the run and touchdown. I think that'll be good for Nick's fantasy. I think Nick has him in his fantasy football team. Prague go up 12-0. So Chris Minkaya, definitely my Rookie of the Year so far on offense. Rookie of the Year on defense. I'm trying to think who is eligible. I'm not sure if Kingdom and Butt are eligible. I think they are. And if Arthur Kingdom continues to have a good one, he'll be there. No, I will not get off your screen. It's technical issues. I'm even so big because we figured out the nice pretty purple graphic was just clogging up the camera, which is tough. You're not a rookie. You played last year, and then guess what? I predicted you to be rookie last year, and you fucking let me down. So, last time I'm going to bet on you to do anything for me in the league. Fucking dickhead. Just joking, I love it. Yeah, Arthur, I think he's 21 or 22. Same with Miles, I think he's 22. But I don't see Miles winning it because the PI and overall just isn't on the best team and is not going to be making the best plays. Yes, the Burgess brothers are playing. At least one of them is. They're both playing, I'm pretty positive. Because they got Ben Dixon, they've got Lewis and Benjamin Burgess, and then they've also got Jasper Friss. So 4 E's in the offensive line. Lucas Soares de Silva went out on injury reserve. They brought in Ben Dixon just to strengthen up the guard position. My fantasy, I don't know if we actually have anyone in this game. I don't think we... No, we do. We have William Patterson, but he's not done anything so far. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure William Patterson hasn't had a statistical impact in this game so far. Yeah, so he's my only guy on this one. I bought him for a lot of money, so I'm hoping he can do pretty well. Kind of need him to a little bit, because we had not a great week last week. They're going to take 1 second off the game clock. Still in the first quarter. 2 turnovers for the Enthroners. 2 touchdowns by Prague. 1 rushing, 1 receiving. It's been an interesting game for me to watch as a Prague more so. Yeah, Ben's there as well. Lewis is still at Paris. Yep. Miles not doing well so far. Got a holding call and has overall not been great. Is the run again by the Enthroners. The clock's going to be burning off quick with these runs. How's the game been so far? Prague kicker putting up points. He missed a PAT and made a PAT. So you're in the middle. Not great, not awful. Just 1 miss, 1 make. So not too bad. But I think he's going to have a few kicks this game because it looks as if Prague are going to run away with it. Touch wood, because yes, I of course want them to. Oh, another run. That's actually pretty good. No, 1. Oh, no, he nearly got first. One nearly got first. I need to get like a full list of Rookie of the Year candidates. I think I do have that somewhere from the ELF. I know that Chris Mckay was one of my Rookie of the Year pre-season favorites because like he's really good and I've been a fan of him for years. I did the shades of on him. Yeah, it's a cheap pick. He's good with that. A couple points would be good. Raiders Cologne, I think it's going to be 40-50 point blowout. Even with the quarterback issue, Platenik is going to be playing. Oh, Rashad Still's playing at quarterback. I think even with Platenik playing at quarterback, and no disrespect, but Platenik isn't a quarterback. You can't stop Bonatti and Hassavanta and Tonko and Timmerman and all these great running back options they have with the defense that Cologne have. Cologne are just terrible. Really, really bad. Really bad team. So I think it should be a blowout. But we'll see. You know, they could surprise. Football is football. First ever Enthroners game when I didn't watch it live. I'm tired of this poor performance. Yeah, it sucks. Especially with the American quarterback going out. I think if I'm going to build a team, of course you've got the Serbians, you've got the Hungarians. But those 6Es, I think, are just poorly spent. I think you need to spend all 4 of them on the offensive line, minimum. I know they spent 2, I think, but Higodeo short throws. Yeah, I think you need a minimum of 4 E's on the offensive line. Personally, I'm getting 4 E's in the offensive line, 1 at the defensive line, and then 1 at corner. And Americans at quarterback, receiver, corner and corner. Well, corner and safety, sorry. Maybe linebacker, if you could find someone like AJ Wentland, because you need to stop the run. You don't have the best homegrown talent in the defensive line. But I think what they're doing at the moment of just stacking the defensive line, leaving the offense to do whatever they want, it's not good. Another run to Bogdanovich. Another nothing. 3rd and about 17. This one's going to be flying by, I think. I think the Enthroners are just going to run the ball a ton. I don't think they want Higodeo making a ton of throws. Good opportunity for Prague, though, to test out a bit more of the run defense, I think. That's like the silver lining, I think. You could argue, silver lining. They're an 18 now for the Enthroners. Inside their own red zone as well. Right, Hegedale, she's going to look left, look right. They got a ton of ineligible players downfield. I'm not sure what was going. Like, it was clearly a screen. But by the time the ball got released, you had offensive linemen 15 yards down the field. That's never going to be allowed. That's the most obvious offensive. Everyone. Just everyone was ineligible man downfield in that one. I think ultimately the big thing with the Enthroners that's going to stop them from progressing as a team is the city. It's not the best place to go. If it was in a capital city, it would be completely different. And I know it's not like that far away from a capital city, but it does definitely affect. If you say, oh, do you want to go to Sekishverhedevar or do you want to go to Prague? Someone's going to probably say Prague. I don't think the Panthers have that issue because honestly, a lot of people don't know the difference between Wrocław and the capital. So I know you're right, but offensive line, left guard, left tackle, center. Yeah, absolutely. I think you need to add another tackle into that personally. 2 defensive line, 1 linebacker for E, D line, and DB and A. I think that would work best. I would put 3. I put 4 on the offensive line, to be honest. Like, you need it if you're going to move the ball. I don't think I need 2 on defensive line. I think you need an edge rusher. I don't think you need anything more than that. Linebacker, sure. And then that would be my 4 E's. That would be my 6 E's, sorry. And then 2 DBs as A's. Or maybe if you want to go for a Kyle Kitchens-esque pass rusher, you can go for an A, sorry. But I do not think this 2 American defensive linemen works at all. Why are we doing a brief review? It's like 4th and fucking 18. Yeah, I don't know why that required a booth review, but we're good. Absolutely going for First Down Magazine. If I didn't have my fucking graphics overload by this this thing, we would be fine. Oh, punt nearly got some contact on it. High ball. Good punt, honestly. Willie P, leave it alone, bros. Stop going near it. There we go. So, Prague now get the ball back. Opportunity to make a 3-score game. Will be good for them. If they go 3 up before even the first quarter, life's pretty good. Life will be pretty good. And look at my Borkovic. I'd like to see, honestly, in a bit of a better situation. He's not in the best situation because he can't really thrive in that team. I'm going to be honest. It's just the reality of it. He's a very good player that cannot thrive in a team like that. I know he is homegrown, but it doesn't even seem like they've got Goranzak and they've got Borkovic. As the execs played all the games. I can't remember any games he's played. I think he might be playing in this one. But that's homegrown, so even like we said, we need to spend more E's on this and that. Now that I think about it, you got some pretty damn good Serbian E's. Sorry, homegrowns. Some pretty damn good Serbian homegrowns, even if they're just depth pieces. But 2 starting safeties, they're both E caliber. You don't even need to spend any imports in those positions. So yeah, damn, yeah, shit. Even more freedom to spend it on a linebacker. There goes Adam Zuzelka, speaking of which, because you've got Janos Elahi, who is an excellent linebacker, and a homegrown. So you've got 3 really good homegrown defenders. Janos Elahi, Goranzak, and Alexander Borkovic. You could definitely have that as like the spine of the team. His Borgov is basically a linebacker. I know he plays safety by trade, but he's basically a linebacker. You look at where he lands up in the field. Even now he's playing at linebacker. But it's just like, jeez. Smith throws that. That should have been picked. That definitely should have been picked. Jerry Kay, not for me personally. I'm sure he's a great guy. Running back in the ELF, I don't think so personally. I don't think he's fast enough. I don't think he has like a deep enough bag. He's extremely physical for the Enthroners. It kind of works a little bit better. But like, you could have went for other players like Andy Owusu in London. He could have been a really good player to go after. Or even some other guys in the GFL I think are a little bit better. But like I said, it's hard to attract these players. Good defensive stop there, though. Good defensive stop there by the Enthroners. They did well, though. Miles Butt's actually on fun on punt return. That's a bit of a surprise. I thought they'd have. I guess they don't have any Americans. That's another thing that the Americans kind of play into is punt and kick return. You get someone like Devin Burrell, who is just invaluable on special teams. That could be a really, really big piece for them. I mean, it's just an investment, isn't it? You know, you get these positions that can play multiple people on special teams and on this, and it's just huge for them. Yeah, they're up by a lot. Here's the run, which again stopped. I'll see nearly the end of the first quarter. A couple more runs here, and they should be ahead by quite a comfortable amount of points so far. I think this one will be a comfortable victory for them, which we predicted. I think it was his ELF stats had the Enthroners as like a -3, which I really didn't get. I would like to know how they do that. Because the Enthroners to be a -3 favourite, and they also had Fire to be a -23 favourite against Vienna. Like, we're getting these numbers. that's a big gap. It's Hegedus outside. That's a good catch, to be fair. Solid, good gain. About 7 or 8 yards. Obviously with the reduced yardage of that last run. But, I mean, that was a solid pass. Not bad at all. Third and 5 now for the Enthroners. Yeah, I don't know how. I do not know how. Raiders only being a 9.5 favourite, they're going to blow out Cologne by 50. Like, Cologne are worse than the Dragons. It's Hegedus again passing over the middle, is actually caught by Rashad Still. That was a hell of a catch. Alright, bit of movement here by Enthroners. That was good. That was good. Pass over the middle by Hegedus. Well caught through contact by Rashad Still. Breaks a couple tackles, able to get a good gain out of that. Ooh. I mean, that's up to you. That's up to you. I'm not gonna be advising any financial decisions on this one, but that's very reasonable. That first down, it really was. It really was. The whole crowd went wild for that one. That's the longest pass they've seen today by the Enthroners. I think it's the largest offensive play. We might get one more play before the end of the first quarter, potentially. And at halftime, I'll try and get a prettier arrangement for the screen. I do have some assets I've not used before. That was a nice run. We'll have a little look around, see what works. I downloaded some that I paid for a long time ago. Let's see any upsets. That's a good question. Let me have a look. See the full schedule, just so we get an idea of it. have a look at the schedule for this week's viewing. So we've got, there we go. I don't see this one being an upset. Prague for the win, I think makes sense. I think betting wise they were the favourites. That makes sense. Good run again by the Enthroners, up past the 50 now. Raiders are going to beat Cologne. Surge versus Hamburg, I think has potential to be an upset. Like it's in Hamburg. They've had moments. They nearly upset the Bravos. They should have upset the Bravos. So I think that one has the potential. Madrid are going to beat the Mercs. I don't think there's a favourite. I think like Musketeers and Galaxy has kind of a pick-em game. So that was kind of tough. I think Nordic beat Thunder. And I think Fire versus Vienna is also a pick-em. So yeah, that's a tough one. That was a tough one. I know that slight favourites could go either way. I wouldn't say like it's a clear-cut favourite. But I think if there's gonna be an upset, it would be Hamburg versus Stuttgart. Not that that's gonna happen. I still think Stuttgart are gonna win. But Hamburg have just kind of got some of that juice occasionally. They'll just randomly pop out for a big win. And no one actually really knows why. They just do. Right, this one now. They're kind of moving up. They're technically over the 50. They're about an inch over the 50-yard line now. Second quarter. Oh no, because they rotated around the quarters. So technically, they're in their own half now by a quarter inch. That is the easiest halftime switch of all time. It could not be simpler. They just got to turn around. There he is. So the match stats at the end of the first quarter, 13-0. Total yardage, Prague 101. And the Enthroners 64. Not a massive difference, to be completely honest. Enthroners a hell of a lot more time on the ball, though. Yeah, first play of the game, then literally went straight back off. So we got Javarian with a couple mistakes, a couple nice plays, which is just kind of the story of him so far. Have you seen Shout for last week? Yes, absolutely. There was a lot of Dragons ones. There was definitely some shoutouts last year, 100%. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there was definitely shoutouts last year. I'm positive there was. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just misremembering. There's Hegedus up the mid. No, it wasn't Hegedus. It was the running back up the middle. Got stonewalled into that line. I'm trying to think now. You've got my mind wandering. I feel like we had a shout. It was. I know it was the lowest scoring game in ELF history, which makes sense. It was 6-0. It can't get much more low scoring than that. Because I think the previous title was like a 7-3, I think, with the Raiders and Ravens a couple years ago. Yeah, Still's definitely going to be the man I want to go to. On the 50 now, Hegedus with a pass out to the receiver, which is Siroch. Okay, Enthroners actually kind of making a bit of momentum here, which is very much needed. They very much needed. Oh, there was the Rams got beaten, I think, like 70-0 by Hamburg back in the day. I know that wasn't last year, but that's just one that's come to my mind. Because I think that was one of the biggest wins ever in ELF history. Damn, no. This Prague will be damn good with the team. I mean, yeah. I mean, Clark's not going to go to Prague. I think that one's pretty obvious, personally. Like, he's got championship level team. Prague doesn't look like they could be a championship level team with this. But Sullivan is an interesting call. That is a very interesting call. I quite like that. Like, if you get, someone said Serge Sullivan just the other week, I think it's Jamal. But if Serge want to go for someone who's a bit more, like, higher ceiling, because Sullivan's not getting any younger, let's be honest. it would be, and he's not been fantastic this year, but I think it would be a Sullivan-led Prague team would be pretty fun. That's made my mind wonder a little bit. Not that I want Javarian to lose his job, because I do think Javarian has some potential. I think when he first came into the league, I said he might have all-star potential because of what he did in the GFL. But he's just not being consistent enough. He makes too many bad reads. I'm going to watch, is Arthur? I haven't even noticed if Arthur's playing in this game. Hegedeusz is pressured. Danik gets him to roll out. Hegedeusz is going to go for a long one here. Jeez, Hegedeusz with a really nice run. That might be the longest run of his ELF career. Is he hurt? I think he's hurt. He had a bit of a limp. Maybe he just takes like a play off. It was a great play there by Hegedeusz. Real nice. Way to get out pressure. Rolls up. Should have taken it out of bounds. I don't know why he didn't. Should have just walked out of bounds on that one. That's a bit of the experience, I think, coming in there. He is hurt. Rashad's still going to go in a quarterback. Yeah, exactly. Value's awesome. I wouldn't leave either. Yeah, I mean, predictable run. Everyone had to know that was going to be a run. I think that's what the big difference is. I mentioned about with the American experience, definitely helps having a quarterback. Is a quarterback that was American and had experience would have slid or just walked out of bounds after they got the first 15, 20 yards. They wouldn't have taken that big hit. But Value looks real nice. Looks real nice. I was high on him coming into the league, but I was like, he'll be good. I don't know if he'll blow up the league, but he's a very, very talented player. And now he is blowing up the league. I don't think I had him as like leading the league or anything, but I think I had him as like a 4 or like a 4.25, like a definite starter with like halfway to being. Oh, pick! Ken Hikes had a game. Ken Hikes had a game. Oh. Big play. That might be the end for the Enthroners. To throw a red zone pick. It's just too long. Great play though by Ken. That's a pick and a forced fumble by him. This is why Ken's such a damn good player. Yeah, terrible throw. Not good. But Ken, oh my god, I love Ken Hike. He was one of the players that I loved when we signed. Say we, obviously, of course I worked with the programs in the off-season, so I can say that. Fucking love Ken Hike. I'm literally going to send that into the ELF chat, the live crew. Love Hike. Great play by him there. That does definitely change the game. They took 4 minutes. Oh, great stop there by, is that Badejo? That was Crenshaw. Great fucking tackle, can't lie. Yeah, there you go. You called it. You did call it. A great call by yourself. Yeah, it's Crenshaw, I think, with a great tackle. So, in the chat, it's like, Doninelli's still going to win. Watch it happen. I'd be very shocked. I would be very shocked. There's another short pass by Javarian. Kind of stopped behind a line. I mean, Willie P was able to get maybe... No, it was Willie P. Wasn't Willie P. Janoda with maybe a yard. Not really much going on with that one, but, it's an accuracy builder. Maybe a confidence builder for Javarian. He's had a few incompletions that he definitely should have had back in this game already. 3rd and 10 now. Yes, Zek is around in this game. George Miles at the bottom of the screen here. Ooh, Smith's going to go outside of Willie P. I need Willie P to get yards. He's in my fantasy football. I need him to do well. He was definitely short of the first down on that one. I think he got about 8 yards. But good to get to Willie P. That's my fantasy guy. I'm going to retract that statement. I'm going to retract that statement. William Patterson is is my star receiver on my fantasy football team. There we go. Here's the punt here by Prague, 4th and 2. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second. Good punt though. Ah, lucky bounce by the punt there. There we go. Hello, hello. Good morning from KS Mari. This one's been a slow burn if you're a Hungarian fan. But some fun plays. Some fun plays. Some good defensive stops. That's another one for you, Thomas. You can take pride in another pick. That's 3 turnovers for the Prague defense today. That's good stuff. Very, very, very good stuff. 8.5 minutes. They've got about 54 yards to go. 53 yards to go. They definitely need to get some points sooner rather than later. That's right in the middle, though. It's about 7 or 8 yards. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. We're seeing them run it a lot this game, which is definitely important. They couldn't just be operating the same pass they did against Vienna. They passed, I think, 40-odd times. Wasn't going to work. So they needed to come out with a bit more of a run style. Especially with Prague, who last week struggled with a heavy run. Maybe we'll see that this time. Prague did have some success early against Hamburg. They come out at halftime. The run started to pay dividends, and they weren't able to stop it. So maybe we'll see more of that. Potentially. But if Prague go 3 possessions up, it could be over. But we'll see. They haven't gone 3 possessions up yet, so they've had chances to. Oh, plenty of snacks too that I can enjoy during the day, because I'm going to be live for like 8-9 hours today. We're being live an hour, and we're only in the second quarter of the first game. We got 4 games today, so we're going to be here for a long time. Here's Hegedeusz. Going to pass on 3rd and 4. Pressure, sacked by Jakub Smutny. There we go. More points for the Prague defense on fantasy. That was a really clutch pickup. Kind of jealous I didn't get that pickup. I was a little bit nervous before this game. I was like, oh, what we see an upset? No, there's Brock. I think that's Brock there. I saw him then. I think he's got like street clothes and glasses on. Ooh. Punt's up high. Punt. Good punt though. William Patterson not going to take that one. It's a good punt. Solid. Very solid. Downed by Borkovic. Be interested to see what he does next season. Like, if I'm the Enthroners and I have a safety as good as Borkovic, I'm doing everything to keep him. I'm going to say, look, we ain't good. Let's be honest. What can we do to make you stay? What defensive pieces do you want us to go after? Like, I'm doing everything to keep Borkovic in that building if I'm them. They can't not have him. Didn't see the rankings. Maybe Nordic is the top team. They're definitely around it. I have no doubt about it. Some people are a bit more skeptical about putting them on because they haven't played anyone tough. And they're not going to play anyone tough this week with Berlin. They're definitely one of the best teams, though. They will make the playoffs. There's a short pass out for about 6 yards. Not bad at all. Bit behind him, but Hasmi with the catch. I'm glad he didn't hit the floor. Just kept safe. The 3 whistles were very good. Keeps the clock running for 6 minutes. I think we see a nice, long, sustained Prague drive here, because we haven't really had a ton of that so far from them. You say that, but Borkovic has shown he can be an E, and there will be teams that want him as an E, I think. I don't think he's going to go to a championship contender necessarily, but Borkovic is a good safety, so it'd be harder to keep him if he gets attraction from someone like, let me think, Poland. You know, the Panthers need DBs, and he's not the best at coverage, but he is a DB that can tackle. It's basically a linebacker, outside linebacker DB. Poland would be reasonable, I think. Helvetic as well, also pretty reasonable. Like if I'm either of those teams, Borkovic would be definitely an improvement on both of them. So I'd be thinking about it. If I'm him, I'm thinking about it even more. You got a timeout? I think we do. I think we do. And then at halftime, I will try and find some of my pretty graphics that I have somewhere here. Not even sure what Cam 1 is. Doesn't even show up. I think it's somewhere here. Oh, it's me again. Wonderful. I removed that. That will clog up some of the... there we go. That'll just free up some of the space on the actual... Another flag on a Prague offensive line. I'm used to that at the moment. As well as AJ is in Poland. They don't need a tackle machine like Borkovic. Also true. Well, maybe Helvetic then. I think Helvetic would be a decent matchup. Would be nice. Not sure who he's talking about. I think he's talking about Radim. Radim is a great receiver. There's an... We might be even talking about Zuzelka. Solid run. 3 or 4 yards. Maybe back to Atlanta, 1st and 15. I think Prague will be good just to take the time off the clock here. The Enthroners were moving the ball a little bit for those last couple of drives. Not a crazy amount, but a little bit. And it would be good just to maybe get a field goal or maybe a touchdown, 2nd and 11. So it's going to be difficult, but I think it'd be good just to keep some offensive plays. Because they haven't actually had that much offensive play. They've had a few 3rd and outs, and they've had a couple of, they had a 1-play score. Immediate flags there. I'll try not to, brother. I'll try not to. Actually not sure what race is there in F1. I'm definitely casual when it comes to F1. I checked who wins the races. Pretty sure the flag. Ton of flags so far for them. 4 minutes, 2 seconds, the referee makes clear. Try and get the chat log too, for sure. And see how badly stream gets fucked up when I put stream elements on. It will be bad. I'm just going to let people know about that. But we'll see what we can do. Here's the handoff. Oh, Smith kept that. Nice. Very nice. Nicely done. That's an important 1st down. Nice. Very nicely done by Javarian Smith. Look at that. So read option keeps the rock. Greatly done. Gets a truck. Falls forward for another 5 yards after the initial contact. Nicely done. That's a 1st down. And moving ever so closer to potential points. Yeah, he's a great runner when he gets going. Oh, Willie P gets back to maybe a few yards on a little jet sweep. It didn't look like it was going to work that well. But he managed to turn it upfield and get a little bit out of it. Some more yards there by Willie P though, so I'm not mad about it. It might be a fun play to run back in a different kind of look though. Like if you fake that and then keep it with Borkovic, that'd be fun. 4 yards, to be fair. You get a run for 4 yards, that's not bad. Another run there by Borkovic up the middle for a nice game, but there's a flag, unfortunately. Instant flag as well, instant flag. I think Alex seems to think it's against the Lions. I didn't see anything. tough. Illegal formation. That's a brutal one. There's so many pre-snap penalties for the Lions, honestly. So many. So Zelka is looking like a decent fantasy pickup for this week. He's already got a touchdown. He's getting a ton of carries in this one. Because to be honest, I've said about Enthroners running the ball so they don't have to be in there too long. I think Prague want to run the ball a lot as well, so they're not in there too long. There's going to be a 2-minute warning now. I've added Willie P. I've not had Jarian Smith. I would not be adding the Enthroners defense. I will not be adding the Enthroners defense to my my team, I'm not going to lie. Alright, let me see if I can find this this media pack that I have during the break. That would be really good. Animated stream overlays. Let's go for like overlay screen. That's like just chatting. Maybe not the best one. Panels. Maybe we go for panels. No. We will get something during this. Right, bottom overlay bar with border. I think these are like the me would be a small one. May not be a bad option. Let's go overlay with border. Let's go for that. Let's pop that in. There we go. So now we got that. I need to make that repeat as well on a loop. There we go. Right, let's shrink the size of that. We'll be here, and we'll edit this at halftime. But I'll be where I am in a minute. And then I'll put like a white screen. I'll put the chat up and the scoreboard up like I have in the last one. It'll basically be the last one, just without the mess. Jarian Smith with a short screen out to Willie P. Go Willie P! Go Willie P! For the fantasy points. There we go. First down. Like I said, this has been a good, sustained, confident drive. Bit of pass, bit of run, success on both. I think it's great. Get Javarian more confident. Because you don't want him just slinging the rock. We saw that with Hamburger Glass here. They just like kind of made him just sling it every now and then. Which I don't think is the way that he operates. You can give him a nice deep pass every now and then, but you want him to actually go through progressions. And I'm not sure what happened there, but Jarian Smith thinking on his feet for about 3-yard rush. Not bad at all. Timeout Lions. Timeout Lions. We'll open Photoshop at halftime. I'll make like a background. We'll get it up. Also, during the second game, my camera will most definitely die. Not bad. About 90 seconds. Yeah, which is a good call. We wanted to kill the clock. They go in with a touchdown opportunity. I think Willie P could definitely just... I think you can kind of just get Willie P open, throw him the ball, and he's going to be able to come down with the ball. You got a pretty good chance of him doing that, especially we don't have an American DB. Let's see what Javarian can do here. 1 minute 16 as well, so they've got a little bit of time. It's not do or die just yet. And 2nd and 7. They are still about. They're at the third 44, so quite far out. Another short screen out to Willie P. Nothing there, to be fair. Ball's out. Ball is out. Ball is out. Not sure if he was down or not. Couldn't see. Let's have a little peek. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a fumble. Fair play. Yeah, perfect. That was pretty fucking good. That was pretty spectacular by them, I won't lie. Great forced fumble. Prague can't lose this, can they? After 3 turnovers on defense and 0 points allowed in the first half, I'll be really worried if they don't walk away with a confident win here, to be honest. I'd be a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried already, to be honest. But Mata has 1 minute 7 seconds. He does have 3 timeouts, so they could produce something here. It's going to be a hell of a challenge, though. They're going to run the ball. Maybe they just want to go in with a clean slate. It's honestly not a bad idea. Are they going to use them? They might not be aggressive. Yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. I don't know. They run hurry up? Or are they just trying to... Hey, good day. Or just running route. Good throw, actually. It's a flag, though. It'll be man downfield. It was a whisker away from a pick 6, but as it happens, it's a good pass. But I think it was an eligible man downfield. It looked like it might have been. Yep. There it is. Absolutely. You see a lot of those rollouts, all the Enthroners linemen. It's the second time we've seen that. All of them just move. There's not really much of a rush. They all look at them, all just go up. Look there. Not the best. Not the best. And they took some time off. I think now you probably run the ball. Just kill off that. Unless you're going to really aggressive. But I'm not going to push the ball downfield on Ken Hike. Yeah, I agree with Alex. I think you just got to run the ball here, go in with halftime as a 2-score. And they're going to throw it. In the middle is incomplete. That was scary. That was behind him. That was scary. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, currently. Currently, they're not wrong. You are not wrong. Kind of got to catch that pass. 32 seconds on the game clock. No timeouts. On their own 42. I think they're going to have to look for something rack, you'd think, right? They don't think he's got the arm to go for a deep pass. Probably going to have something rack yardage. Probably. Here we go. Left shot. Yee! Ooh, good break up there by 2-2. It's Corum. Is that Corum 2-2? No, it's not. It's Jakub. I think that's how you say it. Good old pass deflection there, though, to be fair. Just disrupted it. Nicely done. Nicely done. 4th down. You agreed. Like, the Enthroners actually have some pretty decent homegrown receivers. Just when they don't have a good offensive line and the QB's not able to find them, there's not very much you can do. Blocked! Blocked! Jump on it! Oh! The Prague defense for Thomas's fantasy has come alive. 3 turnovers, a blocked punt, and a score. That's huge. That's huge. That's it. That's a game you'd think, right? Surely. Wow, what a play. Look at this. Just bink. Didn't see, obviously, because the camera's gone somewhere else because of the block. Oh, it's Lotoro. Wow, good job, Lotoro. Wow, huge. Right, PAT got to be made here, though. Another up 19-0. It's a 3-score game. But you want to have a nice clean 20, I think. looks pretty good from that angle. Yep, it is 20-0. Well done. Good half by Prague, honestly. Some good offensive performances, some good defensive stands, some good turnovers, and a special team score. Not bad. I actually have a similar strategy, but with Cologne. My strategy is exactly the same. Whoever's playing Cologne, I'll probably put them in. It is 20-0 to Prague. I will have the score up soon. I just had some technical stuff that made my camera get fucked up, so I just put bare bones stream. But at halftime I'll be changing it up. But yeah, it is 20-0. Yeah, I'm not surprised I deflated. Jesus. Very understandable. Brutal. 19 seconds left. We'll make a quick little graphic up. Quick little screen that people can look at the score, and I'll get the chat box in there as well. And hopefully it will not brick my... I'll have to like close the zone, I think, so it doesn't brick my whole thing. Which it probably will. 20-0, Enthroners going to get the ball back just for the last 19 seconds. It'd be smart, honestly, just to run the ball once and go in like that. They were punished, I think, for going for those passes. I think they didn't have the time or the players to push the ball downfield. Yeah. As soon as they take a knee, I'll close it up and making that screen. My hay fever is fucking me up. Big time. Big time. What's up, Jamal? We are feeling good. Word of advice, if you're streaming, don't ever put overlays in because it fucks up your camera. We're doing good. Here is the probable run. You'd expect they can't pass this, surely. Good call. Right, there's the run. That's going to be the end of the first half. 20-0 for the Prague Lions. Let me get up Photoshop and stream elements. Blocked punt returned by Lotoro Francia for the touchdown. Right, that's the end of the first half. Let's get making a very quick background. Yeah, it was a blocked punt. Got returned by the person that blocked it, which was Lotoro, for a touchdown. Right, stream's going to get really laggy for like a couple minutes, but I promise it's just a temporary thing. We will be okay. Right, let's just use this. We'll save it as a PNG and we'll just put it in the background just so it's something a little less bland, you know. Get rid of all these interesting things. Save that. There we go. File save copy. It's going to be easy, nice and easy. Nothing too crazy. Literally just going to be a white screen I can put some writing on. White background. Save it as a PNG, we'll be fine. Because I think JPEGs technically take up more space. That's why I'm going to put as a PNG. Thinking very much outside the box. I'm pretty sure that's correct. It would be fun if Cologne were more... I think Cologne are on the schedule of Enthroners. If I'm not mistaken, they do play each other. And that, I think, is probably a more fair matchup. I think Cologne will get smacked by Prague, personally. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Maybe. Why isn't it doing anything? Maybe we just... I mean, is that it? Is that done? What's it doing here then? The fuck's going on, brother in Christ? how Javarian doesn't use the legs more. I don't know. Like he's used them a few times in this game, but like not as much as you'd expect. The whole fucking I don't know what's going on here then. I've just got fucking properties for image and it isn't doing anything when I click on anything. How fun! Yeah, this year I wish I agree too, but you can't really make. I don't think you can make a conference with all those teams. That's the only thing I'm thinking of. If you make a conference of all those teams, it's just gonna be awful. That'd be like a pretty bad conference to make, I think. Right, let's try and figure out the fuck's going on here. It says properties for image. I cannot click a single thing. I'm sure you guys can just hear me clicking away. I'd rather it didn't do this. I can't get rid of it. Can't even press X on it. Wonderful. Don't you just love OBS? Isn't it just the best thing ever? It's definitely not the bane of my entire existence at all. I think it'll be. I'm pretty positive though. Enthroners do play Cologne, and that will be a win for one of them. If neither of them get a win there, then they're completely fucked. I'm gonna try and I cannot click anything on this. That's fun. I'm so confused. If I just try and like full screen it, see what happens there. Whereas game will start later due to weather. That's annoying. Mercenaries Prague will be a fun one though. That might be pretty good. I'm just saying, actually might be pretty fun. I've got like a option to reframe. Oh, my OBS guys is fucked. I can reframe something. I don't know what I can reframe. Cannot browse file or anything. We are in the ropes. We are struggling. At least I can press play on the second one. Go back to live. There we go. Just keep an eye on that real quick. What if I move this over here? Oh my goodness. Let's have a look at the next game, which is on after this. I need to take this screen time off too. That's been annoying. Okay. So the next game is the Raiders Cologne, but that's going to be delayed. Maybe that'll be a good time for me to maybe reset stream. Because then the next one will be at 5. I think that's a good call. I'll do the stream in 2 parts. And that'll probably be my best bet. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'll do this game as a single game watch along, and then I will start stream again when the Raiders one is back and officially underway. Because it's at half, it's 3:30 by my local time. And the game will be starting maybe at 5, maybe we'll find out. Because if I can't even put an image file in, I can't click anything on Photoshop, can't even exit for Premiere Pro, can't even do anything with OBS. All my buttons don't work. I tried to put in a single image. It's broken my whole flow. I gotta find something else to stream on rather than this. If Ricardo ever finds out, he's gonna be furious because he's been telling me forever to do on restream. I was like, yeah, I'll do it on restream. Didn't. And now I'm being punished for it. Very confusing. It's like a red dot up top. I can't move it around or anything. We live? Yeah, we're live. A bit of a random little sound effect in there. Love that. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping though that wouldn't be. To be fair, even if I missed the start of that on the when I restart stream and go back in at the end of this one, wouldn't be the worst. Can't see that game being too close. Surge and Hamburg, however, I can imagine that one being close. That one's going to be a really, really good game. That one could be. That's my favorite. If I'm going to have an upset, it would be that one. But you know what's crazy? I think Surge are like 20-point favorites in that one. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, so the Surge are 20-point favorites for that game, which I'm surprised about. I mean, they ain't the best team in the world, but they're definitely not like minus 20 points. That's a little unfair. But then the other ones, I've got Storm over the Berlin Thunder as well. And looking at just what I need to do, I need to look at like who is the betting favorites for each of them, because that's interesting to look at of how these. I'm not sure who makes the lines, to be honest. But it's interesting to see how they view it. So Raiders now the 9.5 favorites. Bravos are minus 17.5 favorites. Storm are 10-point favorites. Paris are 3.5-point favorites. There we go. Vienna 1.5. It's literally a pick'em game. That's going to be a tough one. Very, very, very tough one. Generally, don't know who's going to win that. No, the over-under in this one is 41.5. Colonial Raiders is 55. Which that one's honestly a pretty good call, because I don't know how much the Raiders are going to score. 56 for Surge Hamburg, 53 for Helvetic Bravos, 56 for Berlin Nordic, 51 for Paris Frankfurt, 48 for Vienna versus Fire. Very fun. Yes, Bet365. That's right. And then the money line, which I don't quite understand the money line, is that just, I think that's just outright who's going to win. I'm pretty sure. But we use different bets to what I think the Americans do, because the Americans do it weird. I'm not sure how Europeans do it. Because we have it like 1 over 20. So if you bet 20, you get 1. So currently, Prague are 1 to 150. So if you bet £150 on Prague to win now, you get £1. So they are massive favourites. Which, I mean, fair. They're literally up by 20-0 at halftime. No, ELF Data, they do not. I don't know what they do. I don't think they do it very well. Because they have Enthroners as a 3-point favourite, which is just like, come on now. We knew beforehand they weren't going to be a 3-point favourite. Just seems a bit silly. So I don't go off of ELF Data for anything. Interesting. I'm not sure. There might be other stuff. I'm just using that to see the live odds at the moment and the money lines. Right, looks like players are going to be nearly coming out for half. $20-0. I'm thinking this one will be a breeze of a halftime. Both of these teams, I think, kind of want to get it over with. I think Enthroners will take a 20-point loss. Prague will definitely take a 20-point win. Any win will be good for Prague to get one nice and early. Definitely a bounce-back game, because they honestly should have beaten Hamburg. Let's be completely real about it. Definitely should have won it. And then get into the next one. But of course I got to restart stream because fucking overlays are an issue. I've never seen OBS behave like this before. Now I'm kind of beating a dead horse by keeping on saying about it, but I cannot press a single thing. I can't press to like exit OBS. I can't press to exit the image overlay on OBS. I can't adjust the size or change scene or adjust volume. I can't do anything. So it's definitely going to need a full-on reset after this one. Yeah, money. Oh yeah, cool. So I was right. I know you're a man that knows his betting, Jamal. So you're a good man to ask. I was pretty sure it was, but I wasn't confident. Okay, so Vienna slight favourites against Ryan. I think that is probably fair. It's in Dusseldorf though, so it would make you maybe Ryan win it. I've got Ryan to win it. As per ELF lore on ELF Live, then that's the canon. I think I've also got it on. Yes, I've also got it on the ELF Network picks. Took a few gambles last week, did not pay off. So now I got like the last place of like all my stuff. Not good. My God, that's a fat paragraph. What the fuck? To buy a Patriots. Oh my God, I'm gonna read that. That's so big. My Lord. I don't think I need to read that. That's so long. That's insane. Not reading that. Only one person had the Enthroners winning this one, and it was football. And football makes some rogue picks. I think they do it on purpose. They got the Enthroners to win this one, which would be a big surprise. Not impossible. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. For the season, I talked about the Enthroners be 0-12. Yes, you did. Some of the Enthroners players wrote me bad words, wish me death, and last of my words. Really? That's crazy. I've had that too, for sure. I think the biggest one was like, was last year when I was not hot on the Mercenaries. I said Mercenaries were going to have a bad year, and a couple of their players really didn't like that. And I was like, fucking, you're not going to be a good team. And they're like, yeah, we will. We're going to be like 7-5 or 6-6. And I was like, no, you're not. Like, you're just not. Like, I'm telling you now. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but like, got to rein it in a little bit. After this half and the 2 games before that, I can see the strike 12-12. 0-12. Let me have a look at their so let's see realistically. Let's go on ELFopedia for the team schedule. Let's see realistically where could they get a win. So week 3, Prague, they're losing. Bravos, Thunder, Poland, Surge, Bravos, Lions, Vienna. Oh my God, yeah, they kind of got a brutal schedule, I can't lie. Yeah, that's kind of tough. It's pretty much Thunder, maybe, depending on a lot of things, probably not. Poland, don't see it happening. Surge and Bravos, no. Maybe they get the repeat in Prague, maybe, but I think your assessment's pretty accurate. You know what's crazy? I'm looking at Jack Mangle's stats from last year. He was actually alright. I feel bad for him, man. Jack Mangle actually played quite well. Like 17 touchdowns to 8 picks. He's not bad at all for the Hungarian team. Yeah, dude was kind of robbed, I can't lie. Why would they not re-sign him? No, again, not perfect, but I would have kept him. I would have kept Jack Mangle. They lost Robitaille as well, which was a 1,000-yard receiver for him. Well, nearly. Tough. You're not wrong. Uphill battle could be the lightest way you could say it. Right, kickoff ensuing. Last half of this stream before we do a different stream for the different games because OBS is fucked and I hate OBS. And it will be a bare bones, kind of like this, but with a chat and a bit like a PNG in the background with the game score. Good tackle. Both games versus Prague and home game against Berlin were the 3 games for the season I saw chances of winning. Yeah. I'm going to be real. The expectations for Prague this year was to beat the Enthroners both times, beat the Mercenaries, and potentially beat Hamburg and or Wroclaw. That was some of the expectations I had from looking at the roster. Hamburg, probably should have won, but I don't think they're going to, I think they kind of blew their chance to get a win in that one. Can't see them beating them with an improved team. And then Mercenaries could definitely still be realistic. They're terrible. There's more runs. Mangle took care of the ball. Yep. Made playing a bad offensive play call system. Yep. Yeah. I don't know about 2 years personally. I wouldn't say 2 years, but he was definitely the best quarterback they've ever had, and I don't know why they didn't re-sign him. Like, you look at some of those fumbles, I know we had fumble issues, but even some of them was just like the center not being good and fucking up the snap. I do think they definitely made a mistake. But the idea of Brock Dorman was, he was really good in GFL. He's kind of like a gunslinger. He can push the ball downfield. I prefer Mangle. Another run by Zuzelka for maybe a yard. 3rd down. Already a minute in this game because of these 3 runs. A lot of running from Zuzelka, I think, in this half. Definitely what they need. Just keep it grounded. Just keep it safe. Could be the first win of the year if they just be careful, The last thing Prague want to do is give the Enthroners any kind of lifeline. Long, sustained. Oh, Badajo. Close. Javeri made a yard or 2 out of that. But I did not think he was going to do. It's going to be a 4th down for them now. So like I said, don't want to give them a lifeline. It's not the worst that you don't get, a crazy offensive drive start the second half. It's not the worst thing in the world. But it is important just to keep everything level. I agree. I agree. Strongly agree. Is the punt up? See exactly what Malchow's saying. Don't fall. Punt took an unfortunate bounce. Exactly what Malchow is saying. Just don't force it. Keep the ball on the ground. Keep the clock moving. Don't throw any crazy risky passes and get the Enthroners some opportunities to get some points back. On defense, stop the run. That's realistically all you have to do if you want to force them to throw the pass. That's completely fine. You've already got a pick this game. That's what's needed in this one. There we go. First drive in the Enthroners in the half. What they need to do is just score quickly. If they can get any points back at all, it would be invaluable for their season. Because like you said, they might be able to get a return victory against Prague, or they might maybe be able to get Berlin, but it depends. I need to see how Berlin do it today. Because Berlin had a couple of moments against Munich, but they're so heavy pass, it's unreal. They could never run the ball. And so are the Enthroners. That game might be 5 hours long. I think that'll be the longest game in the ELF history, those 2 teams, because they're both inaccurate, both very heavy pass. It's a pass by Hideo 2 shots still. Nice game. That was a nice game. Not bad. That's probably what they needed most. That's what they need. Rashad Still has actually been a solid receiver. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Trevor Jackson. I think it's Trevor Jackson who played for Prague last year. Kind of reminds me a little bit of him. They're in 3. They're going to run the ball again at the middle. Go first. Nice. He's a big boy. You can definitely do that. I'm not surprised. It would be closer. I don't think it would be close because Doman throws a lot of picks. Yeah, Doman does throw a lot of picks. We saw the pick 6s against Vienna. With Mangle, could be a really, really fun game. Could be a fun game. I must admit, I'm a Mangle fan. I was really, really not a Mangle fan. I was a Mangle fan. The Enthroners currently have the ball. I tried to do an adjustment at halftime, and now my OBS is broken. So we can't see anything currently on stream, but there will be an improvement for the next game. But this game, just going to have to be my mush. 2nd and 10 for the Enthroners on the Prague 36-yard line. That's very nearly a big mistake. He would go forward for a nice bit of yardage. Looked like it was a good catch on the pitch, because that pitch looked like it was going to hit the floor. Look at that, just dink. Nice one-handed catch. That's good. Great ball tracking, to be fair. 3rd and 6 for the Enthroners. Probably about 10 minutes left of the third. Hagedouche with a flat route out. That's going to be incomplete and 4th down. Expecting a punt here. Maybe. Oh, 3rd? That would be. Is that 3rd? Maybe I'm tripping. Though it was 4th. I thought that was 3rd. Can't even tell. The scoreboard's got. Oh yeah, well it was 3rd. I'm not wrong. It is 4th and 6. Malchow confused me. They are going to go for it. 4th and 6 in the 3rd quarter. With 11 minutes left. Oh, nice play actually. Nice catch over the middle. Hamburg very close competitive with Madrid all game. Absolutely. 20 points does seem ridiculous. I agree. Stuttgart should still win by 7 to 10. Perfect. Exactly how I would have it as well. I would agree. And then Davide updating the situation. Tell me the Prague kick up 30 points. No. Apparently the Raiders Cologne game was delayed. There's a flag. But then you could see the other games, brother. Let me tell you who we got. We got after this Tyrol versus Cologne. Again, should be a blowout. You've got after that Stuttgart versus Hamburg, which should be a fun contest. And then you've got later in the day the Mercs versus the Bravos, which again should be relatively comfortable. And they're all like quite stacked throughout the day. That's why this one is going to end maybe in another hour. Not sure when Cologne versus Raiders is meant to start with a delay in weather. But we do just want to see a nice clean second half from both teams. Minimal flags, no injuries, and a lot of running. Short passes. But 20 points for Surge. I'm not really sure what the betting people are doing with that. I think that seems a little high. Yeah. I mean, if you've got Prague defense, you've got a great chance to get some good points. And the Thomas did. Here's a throw by Igrush. He's going to go for a long one, which is picked. Just as I said, it was an opportunity for Prague defensive points. It's a Prague interception by Frencha, which is to be honest, it's kind of hard to pick a defensive MVP for this one because Frencha has got a score and a block punt, whereas Ken Hike has a forced fumble and a pick. So you probably got to so far give it to Lotoro. He looks big too. Lotoro looks big this year. Yeah, terrible throw. Not good. Not good. Yeah. What can you say? What can you say? Not a good throw. It was never really going to be a completion, I don't think. See a lot of Zuzalka, a couple of the backup running backs in this one. I picked the Raiders defense, which I think will be a solid call because I can't see them giving up any points to Cologne. But also, I don't know if they'll get a ton of turnovers. Nice play. Good play. Big game by Zuzelka. He's still going. Nick's in Wonderland with that pick. What a good pick. Yeah, rip Barcelona for real. Zuzelka with a massive gain. Unbelievable. The only person I've got in this matchup is Willie P. Look at that, just ton of yardage. You picked Zuzelka in fantasy, you're living it. Because he's got a touchdown. Good amount, decent amount of rushing yards to see actually if we've got any live stats for him. I think we do. We should have some decent numbers. Maybe leave it a couple plays just so we can update. Javarian with a nice couple yards in the middle, not bad. Okay, so if we go on the live box score, to be fair, Javarian's already incompleted 4 passes. So Zuzelka has 9 rushes for 35 yards and a touchdown, so that's about 10 points or so. And then he also has 50 yards in the air. Willie Patterson has only got 23 yards receiving and 7 yards on the ground, which I'm a little bit worried about. I would like to see a bit more from Willie P, of course. Not up to him. They've actually a lot. It's been pretty mixed. Usually they're a lot more passing team, the Prague Lions, but only 13 pass attempts compared to, I believe, 13 rush. So exactly 50-50. Javarian Smith just taking that last one was, I don't think, a planned one. Oh, Javarian. Oh, big points to the Prague defense. That's huge because they got 2 picks, 2 forced fumbles and recovered, and a blocked punt, and a score. Javarian to William Patterson. No flags. There's flags though. Don't call it off, ref. Don't call it off. I've got fantasy points here, ref. Oh, it's 6-9 again. Brother, you have costed the Prague Lions so many points over the last couple of weeks. I can't lie. You did that last fucking week. 20-0. That's such a good pass. Man, stop getting him fucking holding calls, brother. 20-0. 20-0. I can't believe that he's done it a lot. I'm annoyed because it was the Willie P. Let's give it to Willie P again. You just got a nice touchdown. May as well just give him back the ball. Well, it's Zuzelka actually. No, that's not Zuzelka, is it? Might be the backup running back. No, it was Zuzelka. No, it wasn't Zuzelka. I was right. Nice. Yeah, just 2 points. Nothing wild. But they are very close to getting another score. Now they're currently on the... waiting for the spot. They're on like the 14-yard line. So you'd expect another PAT. It is 3rd and 11, so maybe a field goal. Maybe a field goal. Give it to Willie P. Here we go. Still going. Javarian rolling out. Making moves. He's gone. Ooh, couple yards. Nothing crazy, but hopefully makes it easier for the kicker. 23 is fine. We don't need a touchdown on every drive. 23 is fine. Let's see if we get a field goal for Davide's fantasy team. Javarian gets a couple of yards on the ground. That's good for Jamal's because he's currently got 1 touchdown and 148 yards, then 3 rushes for 16 yards in the round. Right, okay, here's the kick. We want a kick here. Can't tell. You missed it. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. We have a field goal for Davide's fantasy football. Let's have a look at that replay. This might make all stat work right about ELF and American football. Have a lot of data. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you should. I think the more expression, the better. I think my only advice would be to not make it too negative. You know, you go on like the ELF Reddit and all of it's just so negative. It just drains your fucking soul. Seriously. There you go. See, recruitment for you, Davide. Like, that would just be my advice. Is, you know, you want to be like serious and definitely promoting the issues and seeing, you know, talking about what you want to talk about. But definitely take the good and the bad. Talk about both. You don't want to just be like a negative reporter. You know, I do think that's a good idea though. Definitely more people covering the game. That was one of my reference pieces for my master's and my research project. Is that collaborative work with. So take the ELF, the collaborative work with me, with Davide, with Alex, with Jamal, with Nick, like all these independent content creators, say that 3 times fast, is really good for the league in creating authenticity. Which is absolutely true. Like if you just had a sports league like the ELF and no one was making content, first of all, no one would actually watch it, no one cares, no one's making any content about it. Secondly, it would just look like it's kind of a soulless league if no one was making any kind of content. So independent content creation is the lifeblood of any sports league at all. Burgess has a tough matchup a lot of the day. He's really got to improve that kick step at tackle. Yes. Overall, Prague offense looks night and day better than last year. Yes, it is. 100%. That's a big part of the recruiting process. Was offensive line is the absolute most important thing. Before you even recruit a quarterback, we were looking at offensive linemen because you can have the best quarterback in the world, but they'd stink if you didn't have anyone helping them out. So getting in the 4, it was some debate between 3 or 4, but it was definitely 4 was the right call, I think. Yes, what I write about the league and Enthroners on the team. You said a lot of good things this year. It does. It's such a fun league this year. Like, even though some teams, like the Mercenaries, are being bad, Berlin are not very good, Cologne are terrible, the Enthroners don't look improved. You take that top half of the league, and it's so entertaining. And even, like, Prague are better than they were last year. Panthers, I think, are better than they were last year. Nice, that's good. Panthers aren't perfect, obviously, but they are better than they were last year. That's kind of hard to argue, especially if they keep one quarterback for the whole year, because they had like 4 or 5 last season. Hit and miss by Higgadeus. He's done all right, considering. He's had a few nice passes. Ooh, I said as he nearly gets picked off. Very close to getting picked off. He's a lefty as well, which is always a bit more awkward. It spins in the other way. 2nd and 10. Not sure how long is left in the time. About 6 minutes, I think, left of the third. Higgadeus is going to most definitely pass. They motion someone, but they're going to go for a short screen to Rashad Still. Good decision. Big block there. Big block by Loyota. Oof. Loye? I can't remember what his name was. Look at that. Just fucking pop. Big one. Good block. Crowd got a bit of a reaction out of that. Always fun. No, definitely should, Thomas. Definitely should. I wouldn't call that a blindside. I'm not sure about a blindside block there. I feel like he was, yeah, in the run of play. I think that was a reasonable block. I don't think that was a blindside. Not the best call in my opinion, personally. Don't see that being a blindside. It's not like he peeled back to the ball or the back plate was touched anywhere. I think that's a fair block. I think that's a tough call for them. 2nd and 21. Take a shot left to the sideline is incomplete, and we'll bring up 3rd down. Still no timer so far on the on the ticker. Yeah, it's brutal. It is brutal. It's actually the first time Prague haven't lost the game on their penalties. They've had a score taken off from a penalty. 3rd down and about 21. Maybe 6 minutes left. Don't think there's been much time past that flag and that incompletion. Miles behind the sticks. I'd be very impressed if they get any kind of first down or near a first down here. Hegodale should the pass and screen is slung down for a big loss. Great play there. Great play by Prague. They look good. They look much improved compared to last week, especially when it comes to stopping these runs and stopping the screens. Much improved, which is good. That's what we're good to see. I'm hoping there may be a bit of confidence. I don't even think we've seen Arthur Kingdom playing in this game. So the fact that the defense has been solid against the run is definitely helpful. Again, their running game and their offense overall just isn't as good as anyone else in the league. But it's not awful. It's a good punt. Solid punt. There you go. See. Ooh, best platform to start about the yellow. Fuck you now. Website wise, just like platform, I'd say Instagram, definitely. All of my stuff I don't like Twitter. I do not think it's good. TikTok is solid because it can push your stuff out, but you're not going to make any kind of like. I mean, like it's all videos, so it depends on what you want to do with that. Do you want to make videos? Do you want to do like post content like I do, like carousels? I do a mixture of everything. But I would definitely suggest Instagram would be my number one. Because you look at, I'm on Instagram, Davide's obviously got a banging Instagram, Jamal's on Instagram. Nice little screen. Alex does some of his stuff on Instagram. I don't know why Alex doesn't have more followers, like honestly. Like Alex is just such a good player, a good person at his job. He deserves more followers. So I would say that. Plus a lot of the players are on Instagram. That or YouTube. But YouTube you can, it's sometimes a little bit harder to find. We got an injury on the field. So we'll take a break for the players. And while we're doing that, we're going to see if the other game has started yet, which it does not seem as if it has. Actually, it's meant to be starting in a few minutes, but if it's already delayed, then. Because it's in Cologne. He's off nice and fast. It's good to see. Not good that starting safety's out. Oh, there he is. The league announced it. Postponed for at least 15 minutes, apparently. At least 15 minutes. There's Javarian with another take. More points for Jamal. Maybe a couple. That'll be a few. Honestly, so true. Yeah, it's because Alex has got like other stuff to do. Alex doesn't need to create content. Like he's doing videos with us if we ask, obviously. He writes for the ELF. He also is commentating on DAZN. But let me have a look. How many followers do you have? Yeah, like 250. Like, I don't know why he doesn't have more. And he gets like solid, like couple thousand views on like each video as well. I don't know why people aren't following them. Follow fucking Eurobo, chow. Ooh, Javarian pressured, gets out of it. Nice, there's Willie P. Couple yards for Willie P, we take it. We love that. Yeah, you can link your Instagram to your Facebook. Like, my Facebook, I don't use Facebook. I don't have Facebook. I don't check Facebook. I have it, but I don't check it. But when I upload on Instagram, it also uploads on Facebook, just so it's like more, just so it's active, but I don't necessarily use it. It's an older generation use Facebook. If you really want to get into it, do STP, which is segmentation, targeting, positioning. So who do you want to target is the main thing, you know, demographics and stuff like that, segmentate the market. And then if you want to target 18 to 34-year-old men in Hungary or Europeans, target that, see what they're using, and then go towards it. And then position your brand, which would be, you want to perceived as like a Hungarian specialist. That's your brand. So that's all of it, right? You've segmented it. You've got your 18 to 34-year-old men in Hungary. You've targeted it because you know that demographic uses Instagram more than any other platform, and you're positioned as the Hungarian specialist. So that's it. That's the whole thing. Nice run there by Javarian. But if you need any help, then message me on Instagram and I'll absolutely help you out. Especially stuff like Photoshop. Like, I'm not very good at Photoshop, but if you want me to, like, you know, it's aesthetics, isn't it? Davide has like a gang of people he uses for his graphics, and they're all superb. I'm gonna get a Pepsi from my stash. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Potentially more runs here by Zuzelka. Yeah, actually don't think that is Zuzelka. No problem, brother. And maybe that rent was all I paid my £13,000 in tuition fee for, so I could just explain targeting and positioning and segmentation. That's what it gets you, my education. A couple more plays here by Prague. Be a big statement though. Yeah, all the best. Yeah, we do love a graphic designer. Another run by Prague at the middle. Maybe get one more play now. Clock is ticking down. Look at that. They've had moments. They really have. Just not enough. They haven't caused enough turnovers, which something that Prague have been kind of struggling with over the last couple of weeks. There it is. The end of the third quarter. Here we go. Here comes the fourth quarter, the big one. How's the graphics employed for the league have done good? Yeah. And the photographers. That's also a thing, Thomas, if you want very good advice, and I'm sure Davide will agree, be friends with the photographers. Being nice to photographers, giving them credit where they absolutely deserve the credit, and giving the photographers all of the praise you can will go such a long way. Because A, they let you use their pictures. B, they will usually share your content because it has their pictures in it. And C, they're usually just the best people in the industry anyway. Because photographers are just like the most selfless people ever. They take all these amazing shots of everyone else and they never get enough credit. So that's why I always put the photographer names on the graphics that I make. And then in the link in these videos, you'll see the names of the photographers that take the pictures before I talk about anything else. So yeah, that's my advice. Yeah, super nice to everyone, of course, but especially the photographers like Petra and Enoko in Fehervar. Your team, being friends with those two ladies would be really imperative because both of them are spectacular at their jobs. Total yardage for Prague, 251 and 153, sorry, for the Enthroners. Yeah, Petra and Aniko are great. I'm not even sure if I'm probably definitely saying her name wrong, so I apologize to Aniko, but she's great. I got Prague 23.5. You think I got a chance? Absolutely, you got a chance, brother. Absolutely, you got a chance. Absolutely. They're in. I'll tell you right now, right? We're celebrating this next score for you. They are 21 yards out and 20-0 up. So if we get a touchdown here, you're winning. If we get a field goal here, you might have to wait a little longer. Okay, here's the run was stopped, actually. That's a good stop by Crenshaw, I think, and maybe Badajoz. There we go. See, I'm all good. We do love our Hungarians. The man in my church when I was a kid, he was Hungarian. Janos, his name was. He was a bit weird. Not in that kind of way, but he was just a bit of an oddball. But still, I grew up around a ton of people from Eastern Europe. I grew up with Belarusians, probably the most. Belarusians, Poles, a few Lithuanians and Hungarians mixed in there. Second down. Flags. Nothing there. Timeout lines, rather, not flags. Timeout for Prague. That's fine. We're good with that. There we go, Jamal. Jamal and Alex don't look similar. Good job, Alex, with that little ad read slot there. That was good. Always appreciate when a commentator can slide a nice ad read into there. It's an art form, it really is. Okay, let's see what. I'm always interested to see, like, how people are on a game day. I think that's definitely one of my favorite things. It's like the stories of the players before the games. Always very interesting. Like, that's what I'm looking at now. Just seeing if there's any interesting points. Because you'd be very surprised. Sometimes a pre-game story can tell you a lot. Sometimes nothing, but sometimes a lot. Right, here we go. 3rd and 11. We want a touchdown here. For our commenters. Go for it. Oh, incomplete. No. It might be a field goal. That was 23-0, sorry, not 20-0. My bad. So a field goal here would be good for you, and it would be good for Davide. All right. Good play, actually, by the defenders to get a tiny bit of hand contact on that. Sup, SH. What's up, what's up, what's up? Right. They're going for the field goal, so this could be good. For both RW Bonilla. So Bonilla and Davide could see some good stuff out of this. Here we go. You need the 23.5 for your bet. He needs it for fantasy football. The kick is up. And the kick is good. The kick is good. You've currently got your money's worth. Currently have your money's worth. And it's another point for Davide, who's got 2 field goals and 2 PATs. So he's up. He's living it. I can't lie. He's doing good. Here we go. That's covered your spread. That's covered your spread. Everyone eats. Except kind of Thomas. But Thomas has got the defensive Prague on fantasy. So has Jamal. So everyone's doing something. We've got some fantasy players on defense doing well. A kicker on a special teams doing well. Bonilla's got his money, hopefully, unless the Prague Lions give up a score. You've just about got it safe. There's still 14 minutes left on the clock. Not guaranteed. Not guaranteed. There's the kick back. Good kick. Actually, great kick right at the back of the end zone. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Enthroners. Ton of run, I think. Ton of run. 3rd and out. Give the ball back to Prague. Maybe another opportunity to extend the lead for them. But a good few minutes off the clock wouldn't be a bad thing for them. Maybe 3 or 4. Penalties have definitely killed the Enthroners. Obviously, quarterback play has not been good for them. Yeah, there has been quite a few flags. Not sure the exact amount. I'll have a look at that in a minute. There's the runs. There we go. As expected. That's the best thing for him, I think. Just keep running the damn ball. Keep running the damn ball. Intrigued now. If the I want to look at it. I like just looking at live betting lines. I think that's fun for me. That's the kind of shit I find fun. It's just looking at live betting lines and seeing if anything changes just before. Ooh, that was close. All right, big gain, big gain. That was nice. Good catch there by Nandy. I don't think there's been any evident, like any big differences. I don't think there's actually been any differences in the pre-game odds. And also I don't think Raiders have kicked off yet, as far as I'm aware. Gotta refresh the website. It does say 0-0 still. It will say 0-0. It doesn't say live, so it's at least 15 minutes. We're still a few minutes behind that, so. Yeah, I imagine you're probably right. Overthrown by Hegedus. Overthrown. And that'll take him into a second. They're getting close to that half. They just need to keep running the ball, and to be honest, I don't think they want to pass too much. I think they want to put a score on the board, but on the board? On the board. I think for a moral victory, potentially. 2nd and 10. The Prague Lions are creeping down a lot for that run, and they were right to. Made the stop. Now bring him back a couple yards. Smutny with another tackle. He's been busy. Kind of hard to pick an MVP, but it'll probably be Lord Toro for the blocked field goal and for the pick. And a few tackles throughout the day as well. Because he was a Borkovic replacement. He plays very similar. Down in the box, hard-nosed, good on special teams, good tackler. Like, he was the Borkovic replacement. So it makes sense that he's played well in this game. 3rd and 11. Just under 12 minutes left of the 4th quarter. 3rd and 11 is a tough one. They are going to pass it. Hegedus is out of there for maybe 3 or 4 yards. To be fair, he did good to get 3 or 4 yards out, but he's banged up a little bit. And that's not what they want. That's really not what they want. I just noticed the Enthroners also have the old logo on their helmets. Never clocked that until now. And on their jerseys. Never clocked that. You could argue that they didn't need a new logo. I'm not going to lie. The old logo was okay. I guess you could call it now an alternate logo. Right, so Hegedus is hurt, which is not good, but you'd expect them to punt this. They cannot go for a 4th and maybe 8 or a 9 with Rashad still a quarterback, you would think. Hegedus has been banged up in this one. It's not the first time he's went down. Right, he's able to jog off the field, so that's good. He's tough. No one can deny that Hegedus is a tough motherfucker. Good for him. Yeah, it was a big one. They're going to go for it. They are going to go for it. We'll see if he could, if Rashad still passes this. You'd think he kind of has to. It's 4th and 7. He is going to pass. He's going to go deep. Oof. Ken Hag should have called that, I can't lie. Do you think the Enthroners will have a chance to score? No, I don't think so. I doubt it. Hagedorf is banged up. They've got Rashad still throwing a couple passes. Well, say a couple, just the one. Honestly, wasn't the best pass. Wasn't the worst I've ever seen there. I don't think they're going to score. They've just not converted on 4th and 7. I think we get a ton of runs here from Prague. Maybe 5 minutes off the clock. Then Enthroners get the ball back. I think Bonilla's going to have his points comfortably spread out. Turnover on downs, correct. Yep. 10 minutes, 58 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, Prague shout out to Centurions. I would agree. I think you're right, though. We definitely should have seen Mangle, and it would have been closer. There's still a lot, but I appreciate it. There's the run right by Zuzelka, who goes for maybe 2 yards. On a right side run. Solid. I think, there we go. The clock is still going to go. I was going to say, good job they got the clock moving still. Best for them. Zuzelka's going to have a ton of action in this one. That's the thing about Zuzelka that I always feel bad about him with. He will carry the rock pretty well throughout the game. Like, solid, consistent plays. I think yards per carry has never been more accurate than a player like Zuzelka. Like, he averages, I think, 3.6 yards a carry, but he will always only get, like, 3.6 yards a carry. Like, yeah, literally, like, now he's averaging 3.6. Deadass, he is averaging 3.6 yards a carry. Got a little bit more in that one, but he is always averaging about 3.6. Like, never more, never less, just somewhere around that. I think it just with that run, he goes up to 3.7, so that's good. He's also had 50 yards in the air and a touchdown. So he's got 100 total yards and a touchdown. So Zuzelka's had a good game. Not seen a ton from Willie P, though. He's not got me a ton of points. Zelka with about a 3-yard run. About 3.6 yards, give or take. Let's have a look. Hagedorf actually has thrown out technically over 50%. Just about. And leads the team in rushing. He's done what he can. Can't bash too much on a homegrown quarterback stepping up to the plate, really, can you? 9 minutes left of the 4th quarter. Prague on the 43-yard line of the Enthroners. Javarian looking, he's going to run up the middle, take it off himself for about 5 or 6 yards. Again, keeps the clock running, advances the ball downfield. Everything that you could want if you're a Prague line. That's perfect for them. Javarian's a bigger dude than people think. Good step up there, though. He's a mobile guy. I do want to write a piece, actually, this week on mobility in quarterback position, because I think it's very interesting with the year left. That's definitely something I have to write about. The score at the moment is 26-0 to Prague. Get a short screen out, maybe for a couple. But yeah, 26-0 currently for the Prague Lions. And that was another tackle by Borkovic. Did a good job of not letting his knee touch the floor then. That was really, really close. Yeah, Shinata and Borkovic, obviously they're friends probably, I imagine. At least they know each other well after a couple of years. 3rd and 2 for the Lions. I said 5 minutes off the clock. It's been about 2 or 3. I think he twisted and turned his way up for a first down there. They're going to call it short. US with the carry. That's going to be close. I think you go for it for Prague. I think you go for it. Little QB sneak with Javarian. Or a direct snap to Javarian. Just for a run. Draw play maybe. I think you let it go. 7 minutes left of the game now. I think Bonillo probably will want them to take a field goal, but I think it might be a little bit too deep for that. He's going to throw it. He's pressured, but look at that. That's what you get sometimes with Javarian Smith. Sometimes you just get those little hints. Look how great that pocket movement was. He kept his eyes downfield the whole time. Didn't do what a lot of scrambling quarterbacks do, like break down and then start running. Look at this. That was excellent. Just maneuver. That's what we want to see more of. That was so good. That was literally just keep it calm, slightly move in, slightly move up, deliver the pass. Perfect. But it's when they break down, start running out, and they got thrown a run, it doesn't really work as well. But that was such a beautiful piece of pocket movement by Javarian. And that's exactly what we want to see more of. I'll let you know in just a second. The score is currently 26-0 to Prague. But in a minute, it might be a little bit higher. I'm so it just confirms to me. Obviously, I've been high on Javarian for like a little bit. Last year, he didn't live up to my expectations. So this year was a bit of a year for me to like see if I was right about him. And I'm still right that he is a quarterback with very selective moments of excellency, but it's just not consistent enough for the whole game. That was one of those moments. We saw the first pass with that deep bomb to the sideline, and we saw stuff like that. It's just those little moments that just give you a bit of something to grab onto. Yeah, still delayed with weather. That's okay. Just for people that weren't here earlier, my OBS is ruined currently. Can't do anything on it. Can't even exit the stream. Can't do a single thing on OBS. So what I'm going to do is as soon as this game hits, I'm going to close OBS, restart it with a bit more of a pretty thing. Just a white background with like the score and the chat on it, because that's all we really need. And it should be fine. Because the overlay was making the camera lag like crazy. And also the camera will probably die at some point during the next stream. But let's see what the Prague Lions are going to do. Finish off the game. They might be able to go over 30 here. It would be good if they did. It would definitely be a big win if they can get over it. It was the overlay for like the purple one I had last week. I don't know why, because it was fine for a while, and then this time I don't know, it's just laggy. I don't know why, but it bricks the camera like frame rate to like 1 frame a minute. Don't really know why, but I've got my camera there, which you obviously can't see, but it's true. And I got an Elgato cam link in there, down here, which goes straight into my laptop. But it's just the overlay of stream elements was kind of messing everything up. It should be a quick fix. We should be fine. Perfect weather for the Raiders, no quarterback. Yeah, that's a good point. If it couldn't be any more of a Raiders game, it's also raining, so both teams are probably going to have to run the ball a lot. Love that. Like, perfect for them. 3rd and 7 by Prague. Another run. Wide open. Ton of space. Zuzelka in for the touchdown. Good job. Good pickup from Nick. Let me message him that, actually. I'm going to put Nick Levin Z pick right now. There we go. It's that in now. Fantastic. That is now 32, which means Bonilla's bet is probably completely safe. The kick is up, which means Davide has another point in his fantasy. Let's be living it, because what, 3 or 4 PATs and a couple field goals? Can't really ask for much of a better day for my kicker, so that's good. Sorry, brother. We've all been celebrating, but at least you've got Prague's defense in fantasy football, and that's a sign to, you maybe Zuzelka. Not sure if you've got him. I don't think so, but you know you've got a good defense in fantasy football. So 33-0 is crazy there. I won't lie. 4 minutes 20 seconds. I said they'll take about 5 minutes off the clock, which they did. Ended the drive with a score. Can't ask much better than that. And on a 4th down conversion too. And some good runs. I think we're seeing a lot more of Zuzelka used to his full potential. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left for this one. I think even the Enthroners will probably run the ball. Can't see them continuing on this one too much. He's going to return that kick. Fair play. Again, how slings him out of bounds. Cool blue visor for Kent today. Do love a visor. 4 minutes 15 now with that return. Let's see what they do. A couple runs. I think this one should be over. I don't think they're going to get first. So Prague actually might get another chance to score here. Hate to say it. Yeah, Willie P was in my one. Willie P hasn't done a crazy amount in this game, actually. Rather frustratingly. He's definitely had a few, but if I look at the live stats, Willie P has 7 yards rushing, 33 yards in the air, so only 40 yards, so not very many points at all. That's a good run, actually, there by the Enthroners. I don't think he gets anything for returning, but he's actually not returned a punt or kick either, so nothing from Willie P. Sad days. There, they got Still in at quarterback now. You'd think it's going to run all of these. Prague will probably get some of the rotational D-Lam in as well. Happy days. And of course, just to remind everyone, I'll exit this stream and make a new stream immediately afterwards. Maybe not immediately afterwards, because I got to make the materials for it and set up the chat stuff, but will be very soon afterwards. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Rashad Still. I think he's talking about there in the Mexican League. I believe I might be wrong. 3 minutes left, 3rd and 5. Flags all over, probably for delay a game. Never fun. Just come on, just get to the line, run the ball. Oh, fun. Illegal substitution. Don't see that very often. Do not see that very often at all. 3rd and 10 now. That basically ruins any chance that they're going to get first down. And also increases the odds that you then give Prague another opportunity on the ball. Hegedush is back. Good to see. At least he's able to still be in the game. It gives peace of mind somewhat. Let's go. Another completion to his name. Rashad still gets another couple yards for his numbers. Good tackle there by Guildford. Yeah, imagine a homegrown quarterback winning the ELF championship. That's a question for the chat for the next stream. I'm going to keep hold of that one. Will we ever see that? Maybe in 20 years, maybe that quarterback isn't born yet. But I wonder if we'll ever see that. I do think teams will start moving to try and create a quarterback that can do that. Here's a return by Willie P. Don't think... Whoa, Willie P! Oh! I'm not sure if that counts towards my fantasy football. I'm pretty sure it does because he's got a score on special teams. But that is more points for Jamal, for Thomas, and the fantasy football players that chose Prague's defense and special teams now have multiple touchdowns. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Well, that's good for Willie P. I said he hadn't returned one all day, and then he gets one chance. He's made the most of it. I think that will eat up the 2-minute warning as well, I'm hoping. Yeah, there we go. They do, but then will Willie not get the points as the returner? Kind of annoyed if he doesn't. Kind of want those points. Yeah, you try. You're right. You're right. I think in the next 20, 30, years of the league, which I'm hoping we could be thinking about, they will try to make a player that could do that. It would be interesting. Even if it's like, he's a kid that goes born in Switzerland or whatever. There we go. It does, the 2-minute one. Good stuff. Like, you get a young kid born in Switzerland, lives here until he's like 15, 16, or maybe he goes to the NFL Academy, then goes into the States, plays D1 as either a guy that actually plays or maybe he doesn't play, whatever. Comes back to the ELF and is able to perform well. That would be such a cool storyline. I don't think Slasbo is going to win a championship, personally. If anyone's got hope, it's probably Justin Glowak, the Brit. Or, I don't know, I think that's pretty much it. Glowak is a good quarterback. Maybe I don't even think he's an ELF championship level winner, but you never know. He's probably the best hope of that. I don't think there'll be anyone else that comes to mind. There we go, 2-minute warning. But why should an American college take a European who would find him? Yeah, absolutely, for sure. But, you can get walk-ons. Justin Glowak was good at Eastern Illinois, went to Ole Miss, now it's transferred to Ole Miss. To be honest, I don't know why I went to Ole Miss. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe not the best decision, but maybe he did it for his education. Left Ole Miss, now is in a transport. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but... I think also you get a kid that's maybe born in Germany, goes to America for high school, then plays in high school, gets recruited out of high school as a European, but also as an American. That would also be a way that we could get homegrown to win a championship. If we ever get we won't, obviously, an ELF football game is fucking never going to happen, let's be honest. But if we ever get a road to glory, it would definitely have to be one you win a championship with a homegrown. If we were going to get something like that for ELF, it would have to be something like Football Manager. Like ELF Manager. Oh, that'd be so sick. It'd be so cool. Could never happen, let's be honest. That'd be so fun. Yeah, Archie Manning could be Austrian. You never know. He could have roots. Technically... I'm just going to put this out there. Technically, I believe Gentry would be a European in the ELF rules because he started playing. I'm not sure if he started playing in Italy, so I've got some shit on the screen. I'm not sure if Gentry started playing in Europe, but I know that he did play in Europe. So there's potential that Gentry could be counting as a European on the LF rules, which is really funny. Yes, yeah, Raiders try to pass. What the fuck? We'll see that game very soon, don't worry. This game's nearly over, 90 seconds. I will leave stream in a second, like literally as soon as final whistle goes, we'll end stream. It should be quite a comfortable victory for them now anyway, so. Mansani Severum. Emilia. We'll be ending this one just one drive, raised it. Interesting. That's honestly a big surprise. Did not think they'd have that at all. Did not think they'd ever have a 3 and out against that team. Gonna be completely honest. Yeah, that is good for them. That keeps the clock running. Here's probably last play. Good call. There's the last run, and I think that is it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Right. On that bombshell, we are going to end stream, and then I'm going to make those things, and we'll be back for the next game. Like, we will be very quick. So, give me like 5 minutes just to make everything up. There we go. Game's over. Wonderful. See you guys in just one. Maybe give me